My boyfriend's name is Joe. He's a lot older than me. A whole lot older. But he's really nice. He buys me clothes. My father died when I was 7. My mom remarried. Marshall, my stepfather, he's okay. But he does everything my mom tells him to. Like he's her 3rd child, you know?
So, when did you start smoking dope?
I don't know, 12 maybe?
Cocaine?
Like 13. I didn't start drinking until later. I didn't even like it that much. I mean, I didn't think I'd become an alcoholic if it was so easy to get a phony ID, you know? I mean, once I got that, you know, I could go to the clubs and party and stuff. That's what made me a drunk.
Oh, man. You are so full of it. I can't believe you. Now it's a phony piece of paper that made you drink. Well, what about the tree the paper came from? That make you drink, too?
Well, what about the sun that made that tree grow?
Yeah.
Maybe that didn't.
Susan, what I think the group is saying is that you've just brought the art of rationalization to a new peak.
Don't understand what you're talking about.
Do you really think that a phony piece of paper was responsible for your alcoholism? You were also addicted to cocaine. Who do you blame that on?
General Noriega, man. She used to date him.
Forget it. I'm not going to talk anymore.
Come on, Howard. I was kidding, all right? You guys rag on her. She's going to turn me up on you, man. Seriously.
I'm sorry.
Come on. Come on, Susan. Really.
Skanky pajamas. I just want my normal clothes back, please.
Listen, you're not on the street now. Do you understand? You're a patient in here. Those skanky pajamas are standard procedure for 2 days.
Well, your standard procedure is bumming me out, man. Here, Capitan.
Sit down. Relax.
Hey, Dr. DeVito.
Hey, Rick. How are you?
Hey. Well.
This is Kim Caswell. She's a graduate of our program. She's been sober 5 years now. She's going to be your counselor.
Hi, Dr. DeVito.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, guys. This is Jeff Hoyt. I'll leave him in your capable hands.
Thank you.
This is not happening. I'm like on a bad trip. I'm not really sitting here in my PJs. This is not happening.
Let's introduce ourselves to Jeff. Luis?
I'm Luis Navarro. 13, addict. Also deal crack. Got busted 4 times last year. My gang is Las Rojas. I'm mandated here by the court.
I'm Susan Lapidus. I'm 15. I'm an addict alcoholic, bulimic. I was brought to the hospital a week ago because I was hemorrhaging. Then I transferred here. No one asked my permission.
Patty Prosky, 16, addict, alcoholic. I came in here to get my mother off my case.
And?
And because I was on the streets. Out of dope, out of money. Rehab's better than juvie.
I'm Rick Matthews. I'm 17. I'm an addict alcoholic. This is my 2nd time in here, and it's going to be my last.
I'm Vanette Jackson, 15, alcoholic. I got kicked out of school, and I'd rather be here than listen to my mother cry.
Well, beautiful. It's a freak show, my kind of place.
Welcome, fellow freak. Would you like to put your hip little rear end in the hot seat for us, Jeff?
Sure.
So, Jeff, what drugs do you use?
Drugs? Like, am I a dope fiend?
Are you?
No. This whole thing is a big mistake. See, last weekend I had a little bit too much sun, a few too many beers, and I was messing around.
Like?
like skateboarding down the center lines of the coast highway. On a dare, you know. And the cops got me, and my mom freaked out, and here I am. Major bummer, huh, man?
That's a real cool story, Jeff. So, what kind of drugs did you say you used?
You know, just usual stuff. Little weed, some acid on weekends, a few cans of beer.
So, how much beer?
I don't know. A few cans. Who counts?
How often? Every night?
Yeah, you know, something like that.
How much weed?
Just, you know, some with the beer.
Like every night.
Yeah, I guess so.
So maybe the cops did you a favor, Jeff. You're an alcoholic and an addict, man.
You're crazy, man.
Jeff, the group is right. The point of us being here is to be honest and to listen and to learn.
Oh, you mean I'm supposed to learn from these losers? Right.
You can bet your life on it, literally. We're a 12-step program here, and we really care about each other. I don't mean to rag and bag on you, Jeff. Keep an open mind, okay? Welcome, Jeff.
Welcome, Jeff.
Jeff.
Schedule.
Yeah, you know, this schedule really stinks, man. They got me programmed every minute of the day.
Oh, poor baby. Do you have any questions you want to ask about the program?
Yeah, I got a question for you. If you want to help me, where can I get some stuff, okay? I need some stuff for fooling around.
Fooling around. You want to talk about fooling around? Okay. I'm an expert on that subject. Let's see. My brother fooled around when I was 10. Turned me on to pot and alcohol. When I was 11, he fooled around me some more, but they called it rape. And he was sent away.
I don't want to hear your last story.
And so I felt like this little whore. So I went out and I joined a gang. And I fooled around a lot more. And the police busted me, man. I was at the juvie hall. Where nobody really fooled around much. But there was plenty of dope. And then I got out. And my mother got remarried. And her new husband was selling cocaine to the guys in the office and giving me some so I could fool around some more with him. And then I tried to commit suicide. And then I ran away. And I fooled around the streets. And now I'm here.
Patty, chill.
And I am really tired of fooling around, man. And I am tired of people who fool around. So you try it, man. I am personally going to bust you. Because we're all responsible for each other in here. And if I'm going to stay clean, then you got to stay clean, man. As simple as that.
Play football, man?
Yeah? I know, that is if they let me back on the team.
Really blew it, huh, man?
Blew the season for my team, the respect to my coach, and probably my first choice colleges. You want to talk about stupid? You're looking at the president of the club.
Okay, listen, man, it's getting really old. I've heard it like a million times, you know what I'm saying? It's like a broken record. You guys are the righteous ones, I'm the jerk. You guys are the veterans, I'm the new kid on the block. I know, I've heard it over and over. But let's talk, you know, like me and you, man to man, okay? Let's get serious. Where can I get some stuff in here, man? I got money, let's just get some stuff, okay?
No problem.
Good.
Dr. DeVito left a prescription for you. I'll call the tech and he'll bring it to you with a nice glass of warm milk. And while you're getting all loaded up on that, you and I are going to talk about Alcoholics Anonymous, which you'll be cruising with me next week. And then, while you read the book on the 12-step program, I'm going to finish my chemistry assignment. Now, I know that's not the action you're used to, but that's party time around here, dude. So I suggest you hang 10 and enjoy it.
Warm milk?
Thing is, you know, in the neighborhood, gotta have respect. Some vatos drive by, they shoot at you, then you gotta pay back.
Luis, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to take off that bandana.
What for?
Because it distances you from us. It makes you different.
Hey, I am different, man. I'm a Rojas, man. It's who I am.
No, Luis. It's what you do. You belong to a gang that uses you to run errands for them. You smoked crack a few times. You've shot heroin a few times. You're in the 8th grade. Sometimes you go to school, and sometimes you don't. But that's what you do. Big deal. We're all tired of hearing your same old story. Your gang is boring, and it's putting us to sleep. We want to hear about who you are.
Take off the bandana, buddy. Just for in here. I'll hold it for you.
Hey, man, it's no big deal.
Have you heard from your mom, Luis? You know, Dr. DeVito reached your grandmother. Why don't you try her?
Mira, Abuelita, she don't speak English, man. And if she did, she won't understand what you were saying. What's the point?
The point is that you're going to need a support system when you get out of here. Someone at home.
I ain't got no one but my homeboys, man. That's my family, I say. They are it.
I don't believe you, Luis. How many people do you know who have been shot?
You?
Uh-huh. And were they dressed like the guys on Miami Vice? And did they get up and drive away like on TV?
Luis, wasn't your father killed in a drive-by?
Yeah. Long time ago.
Wasn't he studying to be a cop?
So do you think he'd want you to be doing what you're doing?
I've been watching you. And I've got this funny feeling. I don't think you get off on being high. Everybody knows your act. You see, people like me, we've got a real problem with drugs. We need them. I mean, I look in the mirror sometimes, and I see this piece of garbage looking back at me. And I remember this little boy who was fat and shy and couldn't please anybody no matter what he did. And I need to get loaded to feel okay again. And then I hate myself for being weak. I hate myself for needing so much. But you know what I think, Luis? I think you're different. I don't think you need to use. I don't think you crave that feeling of getting high. I think you're doing it because everybody you know does it. And that's very different.
You never told us you used to be fat.
I was a real little porker. Couldn't run fast. I couldn't catch the ball. It was a schoolyard joke.
What happened?
I grew up, spent a couple summers in a football camp. It all changed.
Except in your head. It's funny how that works. Someone calls you fat when you're 10 years old. And for the rest of your life, you'll have days when you look in the mirror and all you see is an ugly little fat kid standing there. Am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
What about your father?
What about him?
Has he called you? Is he coming to family group?
He's in Paris. Can't get back in time.
Parents can be such pigs.
What does that mean, Susan?
Rick's father knows all the issues Rick has with him, and his stalker refuses to show up and be confronted. It's like put your kids down for being in denial all the time, when your life is just one big trip in fantasy land.
You sound pretty angry. Are you sure you couldn't be referring to your own mother?
Why even talk about it? She's never going to change.
But neither will you, if you keep stuffing your feelings like this.
Yo, Susie, got something going on with the floor because it's the only thing you're looking at.
My name is Susan, jerk. Jeff, wait up.
Yo, shh, put away the stuff, here comes the feds.
Funny guy.
Thank you very much.
So how come you're so quiet in class?
Well, you see, the classroom is one place where I do not open my mouth.
Well, don't tell me you're shy.
Nope, don't.
Wait a minute. Who said so?
Nobody has to say so. You know, you got a way cool bod there, chick. You and I should meet out on the beach someday, like 27 days from now when we get out of here, and I'll show you how to shred a double overhead. Okay?
You just don't get it, do you, man? All the stuff that we did on the outside, that went with getting loaded. acting out sexually, avoiding our feelings. We don't do it here, man. We just talk to each other. So the next time somebody asks you an honest question, just answer it, Jeff. I'll see you inside.
Wow, shoot me for making an offer.
Dreamed about my sister last night. She died last year. You guys know that. Anyway, she was like this goddess in our household. Beautiful, really.
Bonnet, we've heard about Dee Dee a lot. Now, I'm looking at this picture. Here's this impossibly perfect older sister. Gorgeous, straight-A student, Rhodes Scholar. Now, she's sitting across the table from you. So what's going on?
You want to hear about the D word, huh? Dinner at the Jackson home with 3 perfect people and 1 crazy, raving, alcoholic kid.
And none of your family knew that you were getting loaded?
One person knew, because she was too. She could just handle it better than I could. Anyway, my parents figured what would save me was a fancy prep school. I arrived on campus in Connecticut, and there was this sea of blonde-haired, blue-eyed aliens.
Okay, so wait, did they give you a hard time?
No, just the opposite. The Queen of the Nile had arrived. I was invited everywhere. It was cool to be best friends with me. I couldn't get my mind around it because I was just plain old Vanette. I didn't think of myself as a black girl. And that's all they did think of. I didn't know it was possible to be so lonely. I stopped going to class, and I really concentrated on my drinking. And by the end of the semester, I was asked to leave.
So Vanette felt alone and out of it at school, and she drank to feel good about herself. Can you identify with that, Jeff?
Me? What are you saying? I'm popular, man. I mean, I don't think you guys know who I am. I'm in the Surfer magazine. I mean, I qualified for the junior championship.
Uh-huh.
You guys don't understand, man. Where I come from, it's okay to drink in school. It's fine. It's not abnormal. I mean, it's just something you do.
Yeah, I've seen kids who can drink and use drugs and still do okay in school. And their parents never know until they crash, which normally comes later, like in their 20s.
That was Dee Dee. She smoked grass all through school, and no one knew but me.
And then she had her accident. See, it does catch up with you.
So, Jeff, who told you you were dumb?
Nobody told me I was dumb. It's just I had these doofus teachers who thought that reading was the most important thing in the world.
Has reading been a problem for you, Jeff?
No, you don't need to read to write a board.
Maybe not. But you sure have to be sober to be the best at anything.
Yeah, not to speak of staying alive out there.
I bet you got your feelings hurt a lot. I bet the kids laughed at you behind your back.
What are you talking about?
You! I mean, you work so hard at getting this phony image out. It's a joke. I mean, no one believes you, Jeff.
Later for you, man. Okay, later for all of you. All right, we got over here a little Barrio brat tough kid, right? Miss Self-Righteous, who thinks she knows everything, okay? And Bonnet, the little black chick who didn't know she was black, okay? So you're crying your eyes out. I knew you were black right away, okay? And Pope Richard, the father of us all. Tell me some more. Oh, and little Miss Psycho, the queen of the space cadets. Well, later for you guys. I don't need you guys. You guys are pathetic. I'm not the one who needs help. You guys need help. Okay? I'm not going to stick around and get clean with you guys.
You know, Susan, there's a difference between being malicious and being honest. Jeff is new here, and you really gave him a hard time. Why'd you do that?
He deserves it. I hate him. He's such a jerk.
You're in such a rage. Are you sure this isn't about your mom?
I think you're just mad because your pimp hasn't called here once.
He's not my pimp. He's my boyfriend.
A 30-year-old boyfriend? For a 15-year-old girl, he lends out to his friends in exchange for coke. Where I come from, that's called a pimp, babe.
What are you feeling now, Susan?
I'm tired of this routine. I just want to go home.
Did you want to go home when you were living with that man, Joe? Then why didn't you just go?
I couldn't. My mom said if I moved out, then I couldn't come back.
They say things like that. They don't mean it. It's like this contest of the wills they get into with you. I was out on the streets, starving and freezing, while my mom was home crying, waiting for me to come home. But I go, hey, she kicked me out. I'll show her, man. I'll stay out. It took me about 3 weeks in there before I started thanking God this is where I was. We all love you, Susan. Give it time.
Start believing in yourself, Susan. You're a beautiful girl.
I'm glad you're here. I love you.
Hey, just listen to him. He'll be cool.
Why, Louise, I do believe you're bonding with this community.
Say what?
I think this one belongs to you, Kim. You want him to do some quiet time, or you want him back in the group?
Why don't we leave it up to Jeff?
Well, I don't have much choice, being that my mom made me stay here. The doors were locked, and my little walkout's already cost me a level.
Thanks, Gary. Tell Dr. DeVito everything's cool.
No problem.
You know, Jeff, there's only one bad guy around here. He's our devil. We wrestle with him all the time. He's called denial. We've all heard his rap. I'm not sick. I'm not in trouble. I'm not using too much. I'm in control. Rick, I'd like you to tell Jeff the first step of the 12-step program.
We admitted we were powerless over alcohol and that our lives had become unmanageable.
So, Jeff, I'd like you to take a look back at how you were feeling a week ago and tell me, when you were trying to commit suicide on the highway, what were you thinking?
I never said that.
That's right. When you were dodging 2-ton trucks on your skateboard, do you feel your life had become unmanageable? If you want things to get better, Jeff, right here, right now is the time to start.
You don't know Eddie.
Jeff, you have something you'd like to share with your mom? Bonnie, you want to say anything to Jeff?
Well, I just hope you aren't mad at me for putting you in here. You were doing such dangerous stuff, and I was worried about you.
Would you like to tell your mom what you were doing on that highway?
I was trying to...
I'm sorry, Jeff. I can't hear you.
I was sort of trying to get hit.
You were that unhappy? You never said anything.
I know.
I raised Jeffy all by myself. His daddy left when he was 3. Jeffy and me, well, we were like brother and sister. When he was little, we used to go to the park and the beach. We'd even go roller skating together. See, I was real young, and every time I had a new boyfriend, I thought that he was going to be a new daddy for Jeffy. And when it didn't work out, well, then there would be another one. And pretty soon there had been too many men in and out of our house. And I think Jeffy was disappointed too many times.
Have you ever used drugs?
Well, I mean, I smoked grass, but everybody did. I didn't think that was harmful or anything to be ashamed of. Was it?
Ashamed of? No. Harmful. Depends on when we're talking about. You see, it's taken about 20 years of research to get the truth about marijuana. Now that we've got it, we find that we're dealing with a drug that's 10 to 15 times stronger than what we started out with.
You're kidding. I didn't know that.
No, nobody does. Grass is the best kept secret on the street. So, what does this friendly, harmless, hip little drug give us today? Well, it gives us severe anxiety attacks. A single joint can affect your reaction time while you're driving for up to 6 hours. Habitual use impairs brain cell function, does serious damage to short-term memory. 5 marijuana cigarettes equals 20 tobacco cigarettes. Destroys initiative. It makes you act stupid. It makes you feel lethargic. In short, if you really want to be less than you can be, then smoke grass.
And there's one other thing. Once I started using grass, I couldn't stop there. It took me all of 2 months to graduate from grass to alcohol to uppers and downers and finally cocaine. By the time my mom brought me in here, I didn't even know my own name.
Bonnie, you were talking about your relationship with Jeff.
Well, I guess that I did about everything wrong in the book. He was having trouble in school.
What kind of trouble?
Doing his assignments, reading. I wanted to help him, but I wasn't too good in school myself.
Mrs. Hoyt, was your son tested for dyslexia?
Yeah, that's what he was, but I didn't know what to do.
But surely the schools told you that there were doctors and educational specialists equipped to handle this.
Yeah. Yeah, but their office hours were 9 to 5, which is when I work trying to solve my problem, which is putting food on the table and paying the rent. It's hard to raise a kid by yourself. Maybe I didn't do the best job in the world with Jeffy. But it sure wasn't because I didn't care.
Bonnie, would you say that to Jeff?
I love you, honey.
Okay, I'd like to do some work with the Lapidus family. Could you guys move into the center, please? Sarah, I think you have something to share with us.
I'm still not quite sure why Susan's here. She has a medical problem. She was admitted for bulimia. She was supposed to be released last week. Then your hospital calls and says that she's been transferred to a chemical dependency unit. I'm not aware that Susan has any trouble with chemical dependency.
Susan, you want to respond to that? Please do.
I don't have anything to say to her.
Marshall, what about you?
I don't know what to say. I mean, Susan ran away from home. We had a devil of a time getting her back. This bulimic thing almost killed her. We knew Susan had problems, but drug addiction, that's way out in left field. I mean, there are no addicts in our family.
Daddy, are you crazy? What do you call her?
Susan, you're being rude. Your mother has a glandular problem.
Mom has a problem, which is she eats too much. My problem is throwing up and using drugs not to look like her.
Susan, that's enough.
Daddy, we learned a thing in here. It's called denial. That's all that happens in our family. Daddy, I was drinking and smoking and snorting coke when I was 12 years old. I left the stuff all over my room. Why didn't you see it? Why didn't you say anything? I ran away with a guy your age, Daddy. Why didn't you guys come and get me? Why didn't you ever show that you cared about anything that happened to me?
We did care. We consulted our family physician.
Sarah, talk to Susan, please.
He said you were going through a difficult stage and that you'd have to get over it yourself. It would seem that, like Mrs. Hoyt, we didn't do the right thing because we didn't know the right thing to do. But you can see for yourself how hateful and hostile and insulting Susan can be, and I don't think I need to put up with that.
No, you don't. But I would hope that you'd want to do a lot of work with Susan to try to improve the communication between the two of you.
I'm not the one with the problem.
Sarah, we have a saying here that if you're not part of the solution, part of the problem. Okay, Gloria, Rick's going home next week. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm pleased, of course. There's so much to do before his father returns from Europe. Richard has to take his SATs and finish his college applications. Of course, this latest escapade has cost him Yale and Princeton, but there are schools who will still take him. So, what's done is done. Anyway, we're looking forward to the future.
Okay, time for a coffee break, huh? Kids, you can go back to school, and parents, can I see you back here in about 15 minutes?
Oh, God. It's very painful, you know, to look at your child and realize that he will never be what you thought he would when you were raising him. Richard was the most beautiful little boy imaginable, and a face like a Botticelli angel. And he was sweet and good-natured, easy. Of course, he was shy and dreamy. But he didn't really seem unhappy until about the 4th grade, when I found out the kids were teasing him about being fat, which he wasn't really. But I started paying attention to his diet. But I still didn't see any reason for him to be unhappy. I mean, he was invited to all the best birthday parties. He had friends. And then one day, I came home from work early, and I found him sitting in the den, talking to himself, as he often did, with his jump rope tied around his neck like a noose. And he was holding up one end. I found that very frightening. So I sent him to the best child therapists in the city. And he seemed better after that. All the rest, the drug business, didn't surface until high school.
Yeah, Rick lives deep in his head. It's sometimes very difficult to know what he's really thinking.
He surprised us, all right.
He disappoint you?
He has been arrested for cocaine possession. He can never practice law, and he can never run for public office.
Listen, maybe your expectations are just... they're too high for Rick to handle.
Why? Other people have high expectations for their kids, and their kids fulfill them. Why not Rick?
Gloria. Look, Rick is only 17. His future is wide open.
I hope so.
I know all about high expectations. And like Mrs. Matthews here, I can't understand what happened either. Now, I don't mean to be insulting, but it seems to me that there is something dysfunctional in all the families here except ours. Annette and her sister were raised in a 2-parent home with solid, old-fashioned values. Church every Sunday. Parents involved with them and their schools. And yet here we sit, our oldest daughter dead, our baby an alcoholic. I wish someone would tell me why.
Harold teaches math. And in his world, every equation has a solution. Only there's some things he still refuses to see. Like, my father was an alcoholic, and so was my brother. Alcoholism runs in families, right?
Well, the tendency does, yeah, but it doesn't have to be a sentence.
Harold, God didn't take our beautiful daughter. Drugs did. I know. I closed my eyes to it as much as you did. But we were good parents. We did everything right. Things and this country has changed since we were kids. There's a terrible sickness out there, one that's taking our decency, our pride, our character, our reasoning. Drug abuse is a contagious disease that poisons everything that it touches. Now, we have got one daughter left, and we will fight for her soul. We will not lose Lynette.
Is that what it is? Is it about fighting for your kid? I've been trying to figure it out. Why things happened to Patty and me like they did. I'm not a bad person. I'm not stupid neither, but terrible things happened to my daughter in my house. Did I just turn the other way when things got ugly because I didn't know how to handle it? Is it because I wasn't never raised to fight? Do you have to say to yourself, well, you better learn because there's a war out there?
You got it.
It's so simple. Why do we waste so much time? It's so simple. I'm not telling you a lie. Baby, it's so simple. Woo!
I can't stand this. I hate goodbyes.
Okay, then we'll start with you and get over. Vanette, you've come a long way in a short time. You're a real sweet human being, and I wish you happiness and peace of mind forever.
Rick, I learned from you more than I can tell you. I really hate to see you go. I love you.
I love you too. Patty.
Yes.
You're one of the coolest girls I've ever known. You're real smart and insightful. And your honesty has helped me a lot.
Well, Rick, now that you're leaving this place, I can tell you that all the girls in this place think you're a total babe. So, no, you've been a role model for us all. So, stay cool, stay clean, and I love you.
Okay, Rumi. This is Pope Richard talking. Well, I've got a quiz for you. Already? All right, what do Leonardo da Vinci, Albert Einstein, President Woodrow Wilson, and Bruce Jenner all have in common?
Okay, they're all dope fiends.
No, dude.
No.
All right, they're all dyslexic. They all overcame a learning handicap, and so can you, Jeff. You're not dumb, dude. In fact, like most dyslexics, you're pretty smart. So, stop putting yourself down. Start working your program, and when you get out of here, we'll go to some meetings together. Right on. Agreed.
All right.
Give me my coin back.
Take it, take it.
Susie, you're adorable. I wish you the best luck with your parents. I love you.
I love you too. And I hope that you use some of your feedback for yourself.
Okay, Kim. You've been a wonderful counselor. Thanks for helping me get straight. I love you.
If you need us, just call, okay?
Okay. Oh, man.
Just gotta tell you, man. You can come to my neighborhood anytime.
You take care, little guy.
Okay, that's it. Everybody.
Looking for you.
My parents don't want me to come home right away. Marshall says my mom's feeling too fragile to deal with me. Those were her exact words. Too fragile.
Susan, let's face it. Sometimes the parenting just doesn't work. Sometimes you gotta cut them loose and you gotta be your own parent. I'll help you. Promise. I told you I'm your friend.
So, Jeff, don't you have something to share with us today?
As a matter of fact, I do. Okay. All right, first of all, I'm not really a surfer. I lied.
Oh, no, really?
Okay. And it's my 1 month birthday. I'm clean 4 weeks.
All right.
That's great.
So was it as hard as you thought it was going to be?
Well, truthfully, the first week was a drag. But, thanks to all you strange people who've gotten me to this point, I feel good. I feel clean. For the first time in my life, in a long time, I feel like I'm in control. It feels great. In honor of all you strange people, I wrote a little song. I'd like to sing that for you. Can I do that?
It's your birthday. Go ahead.
Move it over. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, the performer is going to perform. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. This is a little tune that I wrote for you guys, and it's a remake. Okay. My name is Jeff, and I was doing lots of drugs, singing do-I-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-doo. They took me to a place, now I get lots of hugs, singing do-I-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-doo. There was Psycho Susie and Father Rick. Do-I-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-doo. My dad was getting slack, and she was drinking lots of brew, singing do-I-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-dee-doo. I feel good.
Feel good.
I feel clean.
Feel clean.
You should try it and find out what I mean.
You guys sit down. Someone want to tell you. Rick's in the hospital. He's had a heart attack. His condition's critical. He went to a party last night, and some of his very good friends wanted to give him a welcome home present. I have to tell you what that welcome home present was.
His friends gave him cocaine. And he took it?
No, apparently not. He refused. He left the party, he went home, and his very good friends followed him home. Put the pressure on him. Well, you know, Rick, he'd rather do anything than make waves, right? It was very pure stuff. He just keeled right over. He's not regained consciousness, and if he does, it's very likely there'll be brain damage.
No. No. God.
There's got to be a mistake here. That's not like Rick. Rick wouldn't do that. He couldn't be that stupid.
You know, I've been doing this for a long time. Maybe 18 years, and I thought I knew kids. I would have bet money on Rick. So you guys tell me, what in the name of God do I have to do to make you understand? In the context of this fictional drama, we could make the following reasonable assumptions. 2 years later, Susan returned to drugs, arrested, remanded to juvenile hall. Luis, an honor student in Texas, drug-free. Patty, a full-time college student, drug-free. Vonette, active in volunteer community work, starting college, drug-free. Jeff, in a junior college taking special ed classes, returned for treatment once. Currently, 6 months drug-free. Richard Allen Matthews, dead.
Alcoholics go to great lengths to hide their illness, especially from their parents. If your child has a problem with alcohol or drugs, call the Adolescent Care Unit. We can help. Care Unit. Nobody cares the way we do.
What do you do when you're with your friends and they're trying to turn you on?
That's the hard part. There are no guarantees. And I'm not saying, hey, I'll never use again as long as I live. I don't know that. But I do know the only person that can make me use again is me. And the only person that can make me not use again is me. I'm done being a victim.
You don't want to end up like Susan, taking drugs to the dead end.
To help you learn more about the dangers of drugs and real heartache of alcohol and drug addiction, the Library of Congress suggests these books: What You Can Believe About Drugs by Susan and Daniel Cohen, and Teen Troubles, How to Keep Them from Becoming Tragedies by Carolyn McClanahan Wesson.
These books are in your school library and bookstore. Take a look at them. You might learn something.